Hello, people of YouTube. I'm back! In the immortal words of Independence Day, I can't remember the character's name, but yeah, as you can tell by the negative title, I'm not a fan of the new Necron codex at all. Principally because it just doesn't feel like it's actually a Necron codex. It just feels like it's going to be a semi-marine hybrid Xenos codex. That's basically how I'm gonna find it, and I'm not gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna enjoy playing against it. Not because I'm gonna get pwned, but more of a case of yeah, and that does what? There's no fear involved in the units. There's no oh my god, what the fuck are they gonna do? It's just more of a case of, oh, yeah, 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 okay, whatever. Anything interesting? Oh, so, so that's what they do now. Yeah, the problem I've got with the new Necron Codex is the fact that they're removing a lot of. I know a lot of people are going to say, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But they're going to lose a lot of the character of the Necron tier race. Yeah, Necron tier. Necron Tyr. Learn it. Uh, and the fact that the whole backstory of the Necrons was sure they were harvesting everybody that was a sentient race because hey, they wanted more machines. They wanted to create more drones for their armies, and oh yes, and feed their gods, the star gods, the Catan, with actual flesh because it was considered delicacy for the Catan. Now he's written this idea of, oh well, yeah, the Necrons are rebelling against the Catan. When it was the Catan that gave the Necrons immortality, uh, uh, and the Catan are star gods. They're near enough godlike in being and power. Hell, if you read Mechanicum, you can pretty much guarantee that Matt Ward has not actually read this book. He has just gone and drifted through the pages and gone, la 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 la. Next book, la 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 la. Next codex, la la la. Get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this, and I'll just write my own little story. Yeah. And rules-wise, I'm going to say that the Necrons are also going to be bad. In regard to, as I said before, he's not going to write this codex thinking it's a Xenos codex that is a Marine equivalent. He's going to write this as a Marine equivalent Xenos. Well, a Xenos codex that is a Marine kind of army. So the flavour and the spice of the army is going to go stale very, very quickly. It's going to smell of mouldy cheese, and not in a good way. It's not going to be as bad as Daryl's mouldy cheese, but it's going to be the rotting kind of cheese, not the taste of sweet. The problem that I have with the new codex is the fact that they're just not making codex because it needs to be updated. They're making a codex because they want money. And this codex just doesn't seem to have had any nurturing treatment or anything. It's more or less, it feels like it's more being kicked off the back of the Grey Knights. Because, hey, we've got one shade of Silver Army, let's make another shade of Silver Army and kick it out there and see what happens. Fucking hell, Games Workshop. Wake up. The last time you did something like this and tried to kick something out, you came out with the horrible abomination that was Tyranids. And the only reason you got Tyranids out was because you had Space Hulk out in that year. Oh, irony or coincidence? I think not. I know a lot of Space Marine players are going to turn around and say, haha, yeah, but you're a Tyranid player, what are you complaining about? You've got the Dual Malantai, you've got Gene Stealers, but hang on, they're very easy units to counter, you fucking moron. First of all, Gene Stealers are easily counterable with heavy flamers. Much like anything else in the Tyranid army. Any flamer weapons? Bring them on! You kill Tyranids with flamer weapons. It's that easy. Then you have the best one, which is you have so many goddamn artillery weapons which ignore cover saves. It does not fucking matter. The Tyranids are gone. And with respect to the Doom Malantai, you just need to be 6 inches away from him. So make sure you have units that are sparse. And, oh, that's a great advantage. Unlike you, Tyranids need to be huddled together to work cohesively and to actually be effective. Yeah, I actually have read the Doom Malantai's rules. And yes, for every wound he inflicts, he gains a wound back. But if he actually uses his psychic powers, he kills himself, pretty much. And, if he's ever left out in the open without a synaptic unit, he actually rages, so... Oh! Snap! Not many people thought about that one. And rage for Tyranids is extremely bad. It means they can't actually do anything. They're just going around, running around the board, going arr, 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 arr. Much like that thing at the end of Buffy. Now, with regards to Necrons... This is the problem that I have. Is a lot of people were initially shouting and screaming at the pariahs for not being effective enough. And now they're jumping for joy that Necron pariahs are actually removed from the codex. Yeah. Yeah, you're jumping for joy for a unit that ignores both armor and invulnerable saves, that reduces all enemy units within 12 inches down to the reach of 7, that forces all psychers on every turn of combat to roll a leadership test and pass, otherwise hits the Necron pariahs on a 6, is a good thing. And, oh yes, they also cause fear. Yes, for 36 points. Okay, I was reading Stat Night. And yes, for 36 points, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 4, strength 5, toughness 5, in 1 wound. Initiative 3, 1 attack, yeah, that does sound pretty shite. Until you look at those special rules and then you go, holy fuck, what the hell am I doing? Because remember, these guys aren't just carrying war scythes, they're basically practically mini monstrous creatures that are capable of walking through armor. Not just armored tanks, but armor in general, as in armor saves and vulnerable saves. No. You don't get those anymore. Necron players, remember these days. Remember these days while you can. Because right now you're never going to experience the same satisfaction of ignoring somebody's invulnerable save as you're slicing and dicing through their armor save. Yes, you have this brave little unit of scarabs who'll just run around the board and go, oh, look at me! Look at me! I'm reducing people's armor saves down, not invulnerable saves. I'm also reducing their tank armor. And then somebody just puts a strength 6 assault cannon on them, and then you go pop, 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 pop. Yeah. Not many people thought about that at all. Not many people have actually thought about the new Necron Codex in any way. They're just going, oh my god, we've got a new book! Hallelujah! And now, in the next 3 months, actually, people will be saying, oh my god, I can't believe we fell for another fucking Tyranid Codex-esque release. At least we still get models-ish. I'm not going to say I'm going to predict the future, but I'm going to say, as cautionary, Games Workshop don't tend to learn from their mistakes at all. I'm not joking. They don't tend to learn at all. On other news, yeah, Katana gone. So, whoop-dee. Oh, fuck. So, no more psychological terror for the enemy players on the field. I thought that was the whole point of playing an Necron army, is watching somebody's face during play suddenly sink 5 foot deeper into the floor because the army that you have is getting back up and is walking through and is being the implacable fucking bastard. Yeah. Not anymore, nah. Hell, even your monoliths are coming down in points. And they're also coming down in effectiveness. Now, if a lot of people actually read the rules of their units and realise what's going to happen to them, people may actually be in uproar. But because nobody's actually reading rules, they're just reading stat lines and points values, and they're not actually looking at what weapons do. It's not going to be fun. Trust me, people. You had a unit which basically went, oh, killing spree when it deep struck into the middle of an enemy battle line. And now it's just going to be fucking shite. Because, oh look, I've got heavy 4. I've got 4 main guns. And most probably the Gauss flux arc capacitors are going to be dropped down 1 point in strength. Just so they can be defensive weapons. Yeah, great going, Matt Ward. Great going. When last time round, in the middle of an enemy unit, it just went pop. Oh, look! There's other enemy units within 12 inches. At least 5? Oh yes, I roll a dice for each unit that eyes can see and is within my range. And that's how many shots I got. If I suffered a how do we say, weapon destroyed result, you lose 1 from the attack roll. That's fine. I like that kind of crazy rule set, because that suddenly starts making me think, holy fuck, I might actually lose. But right now it can only shoot 1 target at a time. So, once again, the favoritist army in the Warhammer 40k universe are the Imperial forces. They're the only ones that can actually shoot multiple units shoot different units from 1 vehicle right now, apart from Tau. And I guarantee, most probably in the next edition of Tau, that Tau will only ever be able to shoot at 1 unit at a time with every fucking unit. Which is most likely what will happen. In the meantime, with Necrons, as I said, you've lost your ability to shoot multiple units with 1 vehicle. That vehicle is now also losing its ability to wind up all forms of players, because it no longer has its immunity system where it can say fuck off Melter, fuck off Lance, fuck off Count Effects, fuck off everybody else. Fucking leave me alone system. Yeah, sorry about this. I apologise for my foul use of language. This is how annoyed I am with this codex. It's that annoying, it's even causing the hair at the end of my nose to wiggle and go, I want to be annoying! Yes, it is that annoying! Sudden hair. And the fact that, oh yes, we've got shiny new units for Necrons. I'm not really a Necron player, but I've been looking at the Necrons and going, oh, I want to play as Necrons. Oh, no. I'm not going to play as Necrons. I'm not stupid. I'll play as any Marine army written by Matt Ward, because, hey, I know that is actually a fucking competitive codex. But I really don't want Matt Ward to ever rewrite the not Dark Eldar, Dark Angel Codex. He ever touches that, I may go at GW with a cricket bat and start bashing his head in. Like any other person who would most likely enjoy the experience of bashing his head in because he's a fucking moron at times. And to be honest, I feel like I have been cursed with anti-wardism. Well, because of my anti-wardism, I have been cursed, because this is my third attempt at this video. Yes, I am that annoyed. It's just not funny. Seriously, not fucking funny at all. So yeah, we've got Necrons, and yeah, Necron destroyers have been reduced from jet bikes to jump infantry. Way to go, Ward! Way to go! Brilliant! Instead of just turning them into bikes instead, and classifying them as bikes and stop them from getting the turbo boost, you've just made them jump infantry. And if their Gauss cannons are actually going to end up being the same weapon again, and it's a heavy weapon this time. Yeah, way to go, you fucking moron! I even seen some of the new weapon stats. I am not amused. The majority of their infantry weapons have been treated like fucking Space Marine weapons. So, yes, Gauss blasters are now officially classed as rapid fire weapons, when they used to be Strength 5 AP4 Assault 2 weapons. I really do want to hit this person over the head as much as I want to hit Robin Cruddas over the head for writing the trash that is the Tyranid Codex. And I know a lot of people seem to be complaining about the Sisters of Battle Codex, but hang on. The Sisters of Battle in comparison to Tyranids are infinitely better. Sure, they're not on the same guideline as, say, Imperial Guard, but at least they're better than Tyranids. Actually, anything right now is better than Tyranids. And from the sounds of it, Necrons are going to end up going the same way. Everybody's going to jump the bandwagon to Necrons because they think, oh my god, this is going to be awesome. When in actual fact, it's not. It's going to be one of those codexes that people will turn around and say, oh, yes, yeah, we may have made a big deal, but that wasn't really our fault. GW just advertised it as a really good codex. Well, here's a hint for you people. When GW try and over-advertise certain codexes, I guarantee they're going to be crap. Okay, when they did the big special on the Dark Eldar Codex, it wasn't as powerful as everybody was hoping it to be, but that's the thing. The game itself, well, the book is written to balance within the game. And because it's a Phil Kelly book, because Phil Kelly is actually a person who knows how to write sodding Xenos, and he has not been given the chance to write the Necron Codex, which he should have done, because then he would have made a balanced Necron Codex, had kept a few of the units and improved on them. No, actually, no. This is the great thing about Phil Kelly. He keeps the current units and doesn't scrap them. He builds upon them and makes them better. So when you look at the stuff in the Orc Codex, a lot of it is basically from the old Codex, but built upon in a better way. In the Eldar Codex, a lot of it's been built on in a better way. In the Dark Eldar Codex, yada yada, yada yada. Meanwhile, with the Necron Codex, everything's fucking changed! Units have been scrapped. Certain units have been reclassified, and they're no longer fulfilling the same roles or abilities or actually being in use now. Especially seeing as, oh, reanimation rule is no longer going to be applied to wraiths, apparently. So, oh dear. Necron Wraith lovers are going to hate this codex. Necron Destroyer lovers are going to hate this codex if what I say is entirely true, and if the weapons that I'm predicting turn out the way they are, nobody's really going to enjoy this codex. Everybody's going to look at my board and say, what the fuck did you do? Because, hell, even the Necron Catan shards, as they're now going to be named, yes, shards of Catan. How can you fucking shard a Catan? Please explain to me that one. Because the Catan are entities that aren't entirely physical. They're energy. You cannot siphon energy into different forms. You cannot shard energy. If you did that, you'd break all laws of physics. I know that there's certain physics laws breaking stuff in 40k, but the fundamental law of energy, no, please, do not fucking do my head in. I kind of lost the plot. I'd seen the stat line from Fiston. Yes, Tyranid Broodlord is a decent fight for Miss Fiston if a Broodlord can actually get enraged. Plus, if somebody just puts Demolish down, a Demolisher pretty much owns Broodlords in any way, shape or form. Which is probably what will happen to the Necrons, is that the reanimation rule will basically be like, we will be back, but it's dropped from a 4 up down to a 5 plus on your roll of a dice. Your Necron Resurrection Orb, it is no longer affecting units within 6 inches, it's just affecting the unit the Necron Lord is with. And their reanimation roll goes up to a 4 up. Wow. And as I may have said before, if not, I'm possibly thinking in a different timeline, that reanimation protocols, whatever you're going to call them, if they are going to work like every turn, that's going to fuck up the game, really. It's going to slow down the game, and a lot of people are going to get annoyed. Because they're going to sit there going, reanimation protocol, reanimation protocol, reanimation protocol, reanimation protocol. And you've got these units that are reanimation protocol, reanimation protocol, reanimation protocol, reanimation protocol. Or it's going to work the other way, which is basically like how we will be back with this roll, where if you fail, the model is removed from play. If not, the model gets back up and walks along. That and the fact that Necron Immortals have been dropped from their toughest 5 status down to toughest 4, when in actual fact I would have preferred them to have stayed where they were as an elite choice with specialist weapons, and moved the flayed ones into the troops choice, because that's where they feel like they need to be. That and the fact that they're cheap enough to be troops, or they were. Now that they're being dropped in points, I can see a lot of Necron players suddenly giving up the game and just moving on to a Space Marine Codex. Because, hey, they're the pretty poster boys of a 40k universe, and they're the only ones which Games Workshop are ever going to appeal to. I'm sorry if I've depressed people, but this is my honest opinion, and I don't give a flying fuck what anybody else thinks. This is an opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You can just say what you like. And if you like it, like it. If you don't, don't. It's your choice. After all, if you have watched through this song, you may have actually had a few points sunk in, or you may have just sat there going, oh my god, this guy is so against that war. If you have been, thank you, Robert Llewellyn. I appreciate you watching. And good night from what my invisible watch says.